A bullying drug addict forced his own son to take a potentially lethal heroin substitute in his blackcurrant juice so he could provide a urine sample to fool a drug test. James Major, 40, threatened to break his 12-year-old son's legs if he told anyone about the drug-laced drink. He crushed the methadone tablets into his son's juice, then forced him to drink the dangerous concoction. Shortly after consuming the drink, the boy fell down some stairs and wound up groggy and lethargic in hospital because of the life-threatening effects of the dangerous drugs and chemicals, a court heard. The callous dad even tried to cover up what he had done and claimed his son was milking it, the Grimsby Telegraph reports. Major, of Cleethorpes, Lincolnshire, who admitted child cruelty on December 3, was jailed for 4 years at Grimsby Crown Court this week over putting his son's life and welfare in jeopardy. Nigel Clive, prosecuting, said that Major crushed 1 or 2 tablets into a cup of blackcurrant juice and asked his son to drink it. The tablets were heroin-substitute methadone and a sedative drug. The boy was reluctant, but Major insisted and also asked him to provide a urine sample. His son at first refused, but Major cajoled him by calling him his mate and offering him money. He later shouted at the boy, who felt forced to take the drugs and urinate into a bottle. Major threatened to break his legs if he told anyone and said that his son would be nothing to him. He left the house, but the boy later fell downstairs and was found sprawled at the bottom of them. When he got up again, he was very unsteady on his feet. His next memory was waking up feeling groggy in hospital. He still felt unwell several days later. Major went for an assessment at a drugs agency and went to the toilet, seemingly to provide a urine sample. He needed to be able to test negative for opiates and crack cocaine to qualify for a course of treatment he wanted. This defendant's behaviour was to disguise the fact that he was still taking illegal substances that he should not have been taking, said Mr Clive. Major later told his mother and the police that the boy was milking it and would be all right in 24 hours. The son was left lethargic and unresponsive, and the effects of the drugs were potentially life-threatening because they could cause heart attacks and halt breathing, as well as cause depression. They are very serious drugs and chemicals, Mr Clive said, adding the boy had managed to make a full physical recovery. The Crown Court heard Major had convictions for 25 previous offences, including violence. David Godfrey, mitigating, told the court Major had relapsed into drugs. He is disgusted with himself, said Mr Godfrey. It was an utterly foolish act, self-serving and desperate. He knows he may never be able to build bridges with his relationship with his teenage son. That's going to have an enduring effect, and that's his fault. It's luck, not judgment. The effects weren't significantly worse. He added that there could be a seismic effect on Major's relationships with his son and his mother. Major's mother was there for the sentence, but afterwards she declined to add to the statement that had been given in court. Judge John Thackeray QC told Major, "Your offending beggars belief. Being a father is one of the greatest gifts in life, an unbelievable privilege, and you abused that gift in a deplorable way that put your son's life and well-being in jeopardy. You took advantage of his love and devotion to you. You should have been there to protect him from harm. What you chose to do was inflict harm for your own personal benefit. I don't detect a shred of remorse on your behalf." In an attempt to disguise your use of Class A drugs, you asked him to take some tablets for you. You didn't tell him what he was taking, and you asked him to provide a urine sample. The judge said the effects of the drugs were potentially life-threatening, adding Major tried to cover up the despicable thing he had done by lying to his mother and the police. You could have been facing a homicide charge. Read more top news stories from Mirror Online.